everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Can of Beard here. I hope you're doing well. Today on the Backyard Homestead, we are going to clean out the chicken run and the chicken coop for the first time in a solid year. That's right. Once in a year, I clean out my coop. And that's because I use deep litter method. And we used hemp core for bedding. And let me tell you, that stuff is low dust, high absorption rate, and it holds thermal temperatures really well, thus helping keep your coop a little bit warmer during the winter. The benefits of hemp as a litter is phenomenal, so if you can get it, I highly suggest it. Now, I'm not a hemp rep or a hemp salesman or anything like that. I got no stake in this game. However, I will state that hemp is the best bedding that you can get for chickens. There's been lots of studies, lots of YouTubers have done comparisons, so I don't need to bother. You can go and Google it yourself and see the results, but the results are very clear. Hemp is the best bedding for your chickens for multiple reasons. The fact that it doesn't house mites, it is thermally friendly, so it creates a bit of a warmth layer that helps during the winter months. It's carbon friendly, it's hypoallergenic, it blocks ammonia and other things which help reduce the amount of flies and pests that your coop will attract. It also is, because of its absorbent nature, it sucks the moisture out of the feces so fast that it doesn't have time to become gross and stinky. It just trust me on this one. Again, you're going to have to see for yourself, but hemp is the best. And just to be clear, hemp bedding is only the core, the wood pulp from the center of the tree of the cannabis plant. So there's no THC or anything in there like that. Also, hemp core is infinitely renewable as we move into a more cannabis-friendly future. Okay, so let's get into it. First thing I'm going to do is clean out the run. And I'm going to start that by taking out their food and their water dish, because what we're about to do is going to kick up a dust storm. And speaking of dust, wear some sort of respirator or protection, even a cloth over your face to help with the dust that you're about to kick up. You don't want to be breathing that stuff in if you can help it. So while I do preach the joys of hemp core, it is kind of expensive, and I use a mixture of that and hay for their actual run. And I know that one of the problems with hay, and one of the reasons most people like myself don't suggest using hay in your coop, is the fact that it's hollow and it can house mites. Whereas hemp core has no hollowness and won't have any room for them to live. But in this case, my straw or hay is only in the outside of the run. We also have a dust bath, and that's a good preventative for mites as well. And once I've got the run fairly well cleaned, I take all of the stuff that I scooped out and put it in my wheelbarrow cart thing and cart it off to the compost pile. Yeah, if you can save this and age it, do it. It is literally gold for your garden. But I'll talk a bit more in depth with that when I get into the actual coop cleanout part. And heck, why not? This is probably a good opportunity to say, if you like this video, please consider reaching down there and giving it a like. It's free, it only takes a second, and it really helps out the channel on the algorithm or whatever. And if you do really like the channel, consider subscribing and hitting that bell for notifications. That's how you find out when we have new uploads. Okay, it's time to clean out this coop. Let's take a look here. So far, to be honest, it probably could have waited a little bit longer. The hemp core wasn't completely saturated, but it's been basically 1 year, so I figured now is the perfect time to do it. So I simply back my cart thing up to the open door coop after I removed the little baffle thing there, and we can just scoop it all out. And if you watched my build video on this, you would know that the bottom of this coop is all linoleum, so clean out is an absolute breeze. Just scoop it all out like that, and no problems, no hassle. as far as the composting goes, I run multiple compost bins and a compost pile. I like these rotating bins as they compost it much faster, so I've got a couple of them, so while one is in the middle of composting, I can fill up the next. So once one batch has completely aged after a couple of months, I can dump it all out and then fill it up with some new stuff. Rinse and repeat. You just keep doing this and you'll have tons and tons of amazing fertilizer to use. Now, in the very bottom of the chicken run itself is play sand I got from the hardware store. And then there's a pretty good layer of hemp core, and then I put in a little bit of straw. And I just let the chickens disperse it. I don't worry about making it all even or nothing. I just throw in a big couple of wads like this, and the chickens will kick it around and have some fun. You can even lace a little bit of food inside the haystacks, and it'll give them something to do for a couple of days, digging around and spreading it around for you. And then finally, we just fill the coop itself back up with some new fresh shavings, about a quarter of a bag or a half a bag, maybe even a full bag, depends on the size of your coop. And I only fill it about halfway so that I can add some over the course of the year. So the bottom line is this: if you don't want to clean out your coop every couple of weeks or every couple of months and constantly be battling that and bugs, get into the deep litter method. Get into hemp core bedding. Trust me, you'll thank me later. And right about there pretty much wraps up this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more chicken videos and gardening videos like this. Thanks very much, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.